Rich, thanks so much for your time. I mean, the challenges South Africa's accounting industry is currently facing are well known. I'm interested in possible solutions, and you are opposing a digitization as being a possible solution. How so?
Yeah, well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me on. You know, it's all about checks and balances, and certainly South Africa is currently going through, obviously, you know, a little bit of change, a little bit of turmoil, as we've seen. But when we look at the accounting industry, when we look at the 700,000 accountants that use our Quickbooks products, what we see is it's very much about having products that small businesses can use, that accountants can use, that they can collaborate together, and there's always an audit trail so you can see exactly who's done what. And so for us, it's about technology bringing to the forefront a partnership and a collaboration between businesses and accounting professionals. And so again, you don't have a little bit of this sort of question mark about who's doing what, and some of the audit concerns that have come up in South Africa.
So are you essentially saying, help me to understand if I'm understanding you correctly, are you essentially saying that technology can also, you know, help us better address the issues of ethics and dependence here in the industry?
Well, I think it can, because I think first and foremost, obviously any business is going to be specifically focused on money in and money out. And that's where products like ours, products like Quickbooks, fundamentally help the small business with what is the situation with, you know, how much money do they have today? What are their open invoices? What decisions are they making in their business? And then where technology comes in is it's no longer a scenario where that business once or twice a year meets with an accounting professional, shows up with a box of receipts. Now, with technology, you've almost got that virtual CFO scenario where an accounting professional can work on a business's books anywhere around the world, any time, through mobile devices, through cloud computing. And so again, specifically, I think there's that transparency there that was never there before. And it's there because of the collaboration that technology allows between the small business and the accounting professional. There's no longer a case of being a little bit unsure of who's done what in the books.
I mean, Rich, I asked specifically about ethics and whether technology can help address this, because, you know, some would argue that if it is in your culture to practice sort of dodgy dealings, frankly, when it comes to the auditing of the books, no external factor is going to change something. For instance, when it comes to KPMG, where it appears to be, it was a culture of cutting corners.
Yeah, no, I hear you loud and clear, but I think, again, that culture can be changed by essentially if everybody is working on the same set of books. So again, a good example would be if you are a small business and you're working with an accountant today, there is literally one set of books and both professionals have access to that same set of books. And so this afternoon, I might be in my book sending invoices, receiving invoices, changing my inventory levels. But then this afternoon, my accounting professional can log into my set of books. They can update pieces of information. They can make changes. But there is a very clear audit trail of exactly who made the change, when they made the change. And so there's no longer a question mark of who did what within a certain person's books. Now, again, if we go back 5 or 10 years, that wouldn't have been the case. If we go back 5 or 10 years, I think there's a little bit more concern over exactly who is making which changes. But today, technology allows collaboration and specifically a digital record of exactly what changes have been made.
But I'm sure there are opportunities that exist still to, you know, get clever with the technology or become cleverer in your accounting by using technology, or are we able to troubleshoot against these?
Well, and I think that's where, you know, any firm should have a system in place of oversight. And so certainly wherever there's a cultural problem, you know, that's going to be an issue. But again, I think that that oversight is made drastically easier in today's world of cloud accounting and cloud computing, because again, the oversight before was based basically on people's word. The oversight today is based on a digital trail, which is housed in the cloud in a piece of software. And frankly, it's not opinion anymore. It's a case of going back and checking exactly who did what and when. And it removes that sort of question mark, and it removes any of that question over transparency that was there in the past.